guys? Jordan Sather here. Thanks for tuning in again on June 3rd. And in today's news roundup, we're going to discuss some Seth Rich, some politics, and then go through some science stuff. So first of all, we'll start with the Seth Rich topic. Now, George Webb, again, if you guys don't follow him, go check him out. He is just kicking ass with the Seth Rich investigations. He has identified the murderer of Seth Rich, and he claims it is a guy by the name of Alpha Jalla, something to that effect. But anyway, just go check him out. Lots of good stuff coming out from his channel. So he's definitely laying down the truth on that. And then we have Kim.com actually says he will testify that the murdered DNC staffer Seth Rich passed documents to WikiLeaks if the Justice Department cuts him a plea deal. So Kim.com is basically saying that he will testify if the DOJ will grant him pleas. So that's another big development. Again, lots of stuff just coming out every day. Lots of stuff coming out every day. And then Sean Hannity, actually, he said basically he is making progress on truth behind the Seth Rich murder, and he is not backing down from the subject. And because he is not backing down, the mainstream media essentially won't back off of him. If you look at the Media Matters mainstream news outlet, Media Matters, again, is run by David Brock, who is a central figure in the Pizzagate investigations. Media Matters ran a huge hit piece on Sean Hannity just a few days ago, most likely because of Hannity's desire to get the truth out there about Seth Rich. So again, I'm going to keep informing you guys on all the developments I find in regards to Seth Rich. And also, apparently, the thumb drive that he had was leaked. I don't know if it's completely true. If you guys want to verify it, go ahead. But that also happened. I believe George Webb was the one who leaked that. So lots of stuff coming out, again, every day. And again, I do believe the Seth Rich investigations will be that first domino that begins to topple a lot of other pieces. So good stuff there. And then along the lines of that Seth Rich investigation, we are seeing the mainstream media go full anti-Hillary. They are seriously trying to burn a bunch of bridges right now, and that is because of this blowing up. So many people are getting into the Seth Rich story and finding out what's really going on with it, that a lot of mainstream media outlets are trying to basically throw, looks like they're getting to throw Hillary Clinton under the bus now, because we have the Wall Street Journal. They literally ran an article 2 days ago that said Hillary lacks remorse of conscience. Oddly, she seems completely sincere, as if she believes the alternative facts she's peddling. So instead of the alternative facts being against Trump, now it's against Hillary Clinton, according to the Wall Street Journal. And then CNN, which used to be called the Clinton News Network by some people, they ran an article the same day on June 1st that said, in election blame game, it's time for Hillary Clinton to take her fair share. Wow. So we have the Wall Street Journal, CNN, and then MSNBC, which I wrote right here. On a broadcast of MSNBC's Rachel Maddow show this week, Andrea Mitchell, NBC's chief foreign affairs correspondent, stated a fact which has yet to be reported, that the Russiagate is a conspiracy theory created by Hillary Clinton. And this was on MSNBC. So we have a bunch of corporate media outlets completely turning on Hillary, throwing her under the bus. And this is because this story is about to freaking blow up. If you could, I mean, you could classify that it's already blowing up right now already, but lots of stuff going on, right? We're getting very close to larger breakthroughs that are going to happen, and this is evidence of it. The mainstream media just going full anti-Hillary. And then, of course, you know, yesterday, the past couple days, we've had this huge news, Trump backing out of the Paris Accords, which I wrote equals awesome here, because the Paris Accords are like globalist, you know, globalist shenanigans 101 right there. I actually read, I began reading a little bit of what was actually in the Paris Accords, and there was a big piece on geoengineering and chemtrails and just a lot of other nonsense. And I've read a lot of facts pertaining to the Paris Accords where it was going to lose America a lot of jobs and not actually do anything for cleaning up the environment. It was just going to shift a lot of the pollution essentially to like China and other countries that pollute enough already. So this is a good thing. And you'll see a lot of, I mean, we're already seeing a ton of mainstream media chalk up whatever stories they can about this. And National Geographic, for instance, I just perused that website this morning, and pretty much every single article they were running was on climate change. So because of this, we're seeing the mainstream media and the mainstream science outlets just try to go complete anti-Trump on it. So be very discerning with what you hear about the Paris Accords and climate change. And next we're getting to Putin. So hopping from Hillary to Trump to Putin, how fun is that? But Putin essentially had a interview with Megyn Kelly of MSNBC the past couple days, and he just let it all out there. And he said that the U.S. hackers could easily frame Russia. And we know this because of WikiLeaks dropping their Vault 7 data, saying that the CIA very well has programs in which they can frame foreign governments for hacking the U.S. So boom, Putin laying it on the line. And I believe he actually made some offhand comments about Trump and his Paris Accords dealio, where Putin was like, you know, good thing. So Putin's still going full anti-establishment, calling out the U.S. and then making the establishment politicians in the U.S. essentially crap their pants. John McCain is, just came out with a couple articles where he was saying Putin is more dangerous than ISIS. So he's very scared. He doesn't like that guy. McCain doesn't like that guy. And, of course, he's trying to defend his own proxy army and try to shift the blame to Russia yet again. So, there's a huge, civil war going on from all kinds of different factions in the media and politics and whatnot. So I hope these news reports I'm doing are helping you guys try to sift through everything, because it's crazy. It's crazy out there these days. So that's everything in regards to Seth Rich and kind of some politics that I've been seeing the past few days. But now I want to get into science, some good old-fashioned science. And I'm just going to run through, give a little bit of commentary on a few articles that I've seen today, just on various outlets. And again, this is my science opinions, just stem from my experience and my knowledge. I am in no way some, PhD physicist or anything like that. But then again, I didn't go to college, and I actually dropped out of college. So on one hand, that is like a good thing because I don't have a lot of brainwashing to undo. So I'll just give you guys my opinions of what's going on. We saw Fox News. They actually had an article run yesterday where they said, if you're hoping humans find evidence of life on Mars, scientists have some very good news. Wow, so that's an interesting soft disclosure they're trying to seed into our consciousness. And then, again, this kind of runs along the line where Fox News has been surprising the crap out of me lately, and they've been putting a lot of truth out there. I mean, they tried to report on Seth Rich. They let Sean Hannity do his thing, talking about it. They've been putting a lot of articles out in regards to space and alien life and things like that, just trying to seed people. So I think Fox News is trying to do some good, and it's very interesting. So there's that. NASA, there's been a lot of articles running around the internet where NASA is trying to make some new program to touch the sun or something to that effect. But again, look at NASA. NASA is never a straight answer. They're a complete front organization for deeper programs that our military and our government has, and trying to touch the sun, which is really interesting. And I just want to offer an opinion there. The sun, I do not believe, is some giant hydrogen fusion ball in the sky. If you look into the electric universe theories, that gives a whole new idea to what the sun actually is. And if you listen to various testimonies and whatnot, various science out there, they've actually said the sun is more so like a giant electric portal, per se. And I know it sounds crazy, but it makes a whole lot more sense. So when you, it makes a whole lot more sense when you research it for quite a while. Remember, there's a lot of stuff we have to unlearn, then relearn. But NASA trying to touch the sun. What is the sun? Well, essentially, it could be classified as like a giant Stargate. So this is just complete, everybody in the realm of mainstream science, they really don't know what they're doing. And it's like bad foundations built upon bad foundations and bad theories over here, and people who are all confused and what's going on. So that just made me laugh. They're going to try and touch the sun. Wonderful. I wonder what they've done in the deeper black projects, They've probably actually gone through the sun already. I wouldn't doubt that. Now, this one here, I had somebody sent to me and they were kind of wondering about it. The LIGO actually detected, they said they detected the oldest gravitational waves ever, or something to that effect. It was like, oh, we detected gravity waves for the third time, whoop-de-doo. This, again, right, there's so many scientific theories that we're going to have to undo, and one of them I mentioned was the electric universe theory, which is not one of the ones we have to undo per se, but it's one of the ones that are actually much better than conventional theories, so look into that. But also, the electric universe theory is essentially a subset theory of what I call the reciprocal systems theory, which was invented by Dewey B. Larson in the mid-1900s. I've done videos on this before, but he essentially says in his reciprocal systems theory, which is essentially a type of unified field theory, electromagnetism and gravity are simply yin and yang. They're reciprocals of each other. So we have electromagnetic radiation. Radiation is energy output, and then gravity is essentially the inward force. It's the inward pushing force that creates matter with. So again, right, false theories based upon false foundations, based upon false this, false that, and a lot of people really have no idea what's going on. So when it says LIGO detects the oldest gravitational waves, again, my question there is, well, what the heck, you know? This is what they claim to understand at the mainstream level. Well, what's really going on at the deeper level? For instance, like in black projects and covert programs, things like that. What kind of science have they really found? That's what I'm interested in. So that's why I look into, like I said, the electric universe theory and Larsonian physics, right? Dewey B. Larson's physics theories, and a lot of other stuff, because it helps explain much more of what gravity actually is. It makes a whole lot more freaking sense. I'll do more videos and all that stuff too. And then last one here that I want to finish with is talking about artificial intelligence, because it really grinds my gears when I see a bunch of what I call AI BS everywhere. And I was just perusing like the Futurism website and some other kind of mainstream science outlets, and they're really pushing artificial intelligence tough, which I think is nonsense, because it's scary for one. I mean, the AI concept, I don't believe we need artificial intelligence at all. And I think, well, let me take that back. I think computer systems and AI is helpful, but once you bridge the gap between letting it into your body and letting it take over your biology, that's very bad. And that's essentially a huge agenda that I'm seeing, is this giant agenda to merge man and machine, and it's as if human evolution cannot take a new step forward unless we merge with machines, and that's complete BS. And one article I want to point you to that helps me outline that is that on the futurism.com, they ran an article that said revolutionary discovery about the human brain could lead to second-gen AI. Well, shoot, what are they doing? They're studying humans to make robots better. This is a big thing that I try to tell people when they're studying AI and think it's wonderful. I'm like, well, what about the technology that we already possess in our bodies? You could call our DNA, our pineal gland, human consciousness, you could call all of that a kind of natural technology. But of course, right, in the educational systems, the powers that be don't want to tell us about our own inherent powers, about how non-local consciousness operates, about the abilities of remote viewing and psychic abilities, and how our DNA functions and our pineal glands function. They won't tell us any of that, but heck, they'll tell you that we'll study it to make AI better. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I will, again, more videos I can do discussing what the pineal gland really is. I've been wanting to do a video on remote viewing and discussing just the powers of our consciousness and how amazing it is. So don't get caught up with all the AI shenanigans. So there's a few of my ideas about science, kind of some of the interesting things behind geopolitics that I've seen. It's very interesting how the mainstream media is going really anti-Hillary, and I think we should keep an eye on that. And then again, Seth Rich, I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep reporting on it. I think we'll see a lot of big breakthroughs start to happen with that topic that's going to then expose a lot of the other topics that people really haven't taken seriously. But once they see that things like this, like, the cover up of murder by some of the highest politicians in the land can very well happen, then their minds will be so much more open to understanding things like pedogate and trafficking and all the other deep dark things that people in politics are really into as being possible. Right? They'll say, oh, if this is possible, wow, maybe all that stuff these crazy conspiracy theorists have been talking about are actually real. So that's why I think this is actually it's needed. It's almost a much more needed domino to begin to fall, right? Because I mean, if for instance, the Pizzagate revelations blew up a few months ago, that would be quite the shock to a lot of people's consciousness. So it's almost better that this one's the first one, because then it can ease the idea into people's minds and then let all of the other things begin to take hold as well. So anyway, June 3rd, there's my news round for the day. Take care, guys. Hope you have a wonderful weekend.